Hello and welcome back to my channel, Tarot with Anne-Marie. So, the Two of Cups is an image that shows a man and woman standing before each other, each offering their cup to one another. And in the center of this card features a Cardusius, which is just below the line there, which is a Greek symbol carried by Hermes, the messenger of the gods. And it consists of two entwined snakes with a pair of wings and a magical symbol. And that magical symbol, that Cardusius, represents bringing the dead back to life. So it bestows wealth and prosperity, and anyone that touches that, it says it had strength, balance, and moments of golden. Above that, we've got the lion's head, representing both the physical and the sexual energy. Placed between the wings of the Cardusius, the lion seems to be quite angelic, which indicates that sexual energy has been transcended by the spiritual. So this shows genuine affection and love. Now, the lion also represents danger, and there may be an element of risk here because the lion gazes sternly at us. And lions are found within the Wheel of Fortune, the World card, as one of the four guardians of the heavens linked to the fire signs, and also within the Strength card, of course, and the King and the Queen of Wands. This brings passion to the card. That's its symbology, fire into the watery sentiments of the Two of Cups, and a physical need to find balance, cooperation, and a connection. The line is above the heads of the two people, and that shows lust or desire has risen above a base level to transcend into something much more profound. And that shows us a spiritual or an emotional connection. Physical attraction, of course, but profound showing of a spiritual or an emotional connection. Let's dig deeper. So behind this couple, in the background there, is a house. And that's on a gentle hill surrounded by trees. And they represent security and safety. And the home that we see there in the background is where the heart resides, isn't it? Where we feel safe and loved. A house can also represent the subconscious mind, and that's a place where we can go to be our true version of ourselves. The hill and the trees around the house form a barrier from the world, and that gives protection. The sky is clear, so no clouds are present, so nothing there to spoil this meeting. And the two figures also stand on firm and even ground, and that's showing a balance in their relationship. So there's nothing there that's going to trip them up. It's giving them a mutual standing with each other, and they've reached a stage where they have a deeper understanding of each other, which is what's called for. Talking very much about the lion and how that represents that fire element in this card, being all about the emotions, of course. And the emotional elements, just to remind you, are Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. The element of water, all about what we feel on our emotions, and the Two of Cups here. Facing each other, this man and woman are shown as both in agreement, and they're offering their feelings, their trust, and their understanding of each other with the gold cups. The woman and the man is holding the cup with their hand. If you look closely, you can see they've got 5 decorative balls showing, and that's on each individual side, so on her cup and his cup. And their cups are communicating in need for truth. That's what the 5 decorative balls are representing, and that's on both individual sides. And so by mutual agreement, they're joining these together, and they hope to create a goal. So 5 plus 5 And the goal is the 10 of Cups, which we'll be getting to in a few weeks' time. But the cups are lovely. The energy of the cups, much more about the emotion and how we feel. And if we feel good, that's great. If we don't feel so good, it will pass. Everything passes. So by mutual agreement, they're joining these together to create the goal, which is the 10 of Cups, and complete their emotional fulfillment. Like the Lovers and the Devil card, the woman does not gaze at the man. She's looking at the cup. And again, surprise, the man is looking at her. So it focuses on feelings while focusing on action and interaction. The man's holding his cup with one hand, and he's aware of its importance and action that spurs him to care and reach out, encouraging the declaration of their feelings and intentions towards each other, which we don't yet know. But he's touching her fingers, look at that right hand, seeking a physical connection. And he's offering a hand of friendship, inclusion, and support. The woman's holding her cup with both her hands, showing that she cares deeply for the contents of the cup, which is seeking emotional recognition and showing her deep conviction for what she's feeling. The woman is wearing a laurel wreath on her head, which indicates emotional victory. And she's accepting of the connection that's presented by this card and a sign that all is well. And we've got that mutual attraction, and we've got that physical attraction, that she is looking in that cup. She wants more from this emotional interaction. And he is exploring physical contact. Yeah. See how it goes. Now, she's wearing blue, which is a sign of femininity and intuition. And that's over her white dress, and white is symbolizing the purity, the sincere feelings, and her need to communicate that to him. She's wearing red shoes, which shows that she wishes for more from the relationship or the situation, and so desires a continuing to have growth. It's red, it's symbolic of passion and growth. Yet there's only her shoes, so there's no reassurances really being given, but she hopes that will happen. And they're on her feet, so she's grounded in them, okay? And so there's an energy of understanding going on here with an emotional negotiation. And she's wearing a black belt, which brings together the success of her victory and the desire represented by those red shoes. So she will feel desire and a connection to the man and the world around her. She'll have this self-knowledge and a positive sense of herself, which shows she knows what she wants. Her desire is to connect with another, and it's a serious desire, as she understands the relationship's full potential. Now, the man is wearing a red rose crown, and that symbolizes his mental desire, masculinity, and power. So the roses symbolize love, allowing emotions and feelings to grow and develop. His tunic and tights are yellow, and in some different versions, this yellow is more muted. And his tunic is printed with red and black flowers. And so the red represents his passion once more, and the black represents his potential. The flowers are significant to represent growth, beauty, and attraction. And that bright yellow that we see in his tunic shows him intellectualizing his feelings and his role within the situation. And it's all about the optimism of that and the drive. And the yellow fabric matches the yellow of the 2 cups, doesn't it? Showing us that he's fully invested. The bright nature of his tunic, like his hand, is reaching out and shows the need to be noticed by her. And he wants to be seen, a bit like a male peacock displaying his feelings. His boots are lighter shades, are greeny brown, so this tells us he's pretty practical. It's quite earthy. And his aim is gentle and calm. And his tunic is tied by a loose belt, which is the colour red there, showing that he brings his potential with a very relaxed energy. So his passion lies in a real connection, not just a sexual. Now, they both got dark hair, and with the black flowers in the belt, there's a lot of black going on in this card, which you might not notice. But that shows they're not naive to the world, because they've got life experiences. So there's an equality and fairness within this card, which helps create a balanced situation. They brought the boards in line between this man and woman, both from different perspectives, of course. So there's an understanding and a solidarity in their closeness. So they are not just giving up everything to the other person. They are absolutely adamant that they are independent in their own closeness, and they're prepared to share. And this is very much about showing friendship and unity, first and foremost, between these two. So we might not always have a new intimate relationship that's shown here, as this can be a relationship that is bonded with affection and fairness at its heart. And these two people are even sides coming together, albeit they're different, and they're creating a new level of understanding. And the number 2, the 2 of Cups, represents balance, harmony, and interaction. If we get this card, there's a time for platonic and friendships and romantic friendships start to grow and strengthen. This can often be new relationships being built on even an old one that is going through a different phase. So we can't say it's just somebody new, maybe, but even old ones have been enjoyed because they are seriously taking accountability for their own individuals and for each other and their relationship. So there's a mutual respect and cooperation between the two people that's two-sided. If you get this card, you'll feel cared for, appreciated, and liked, and maybe even loved. And where romantic connections are concerned, relationship will begin to grow and deepen. The 2 of Cups symbolizes friendship, which is a close bond between two individuals coming together. And new relationships can be shown, and don't forget they may be platonic and romantic as well. And either way, it shows a genuine friendship. Don't forget that. And it's very sincere at the relationship's core. So this card shows that strength, trust, and reliability are present within the relationship. And meanwhile, commitment, sincerity are guaranteed in already established relationships. So this is a card that indicates the time to commit to each other and secure the emotions within loving relationships. So that can be declarations of love, things like deciding to live together, proposals, even marriage. Differences that can be reconciled, compromises that can be reached in troubled friendships or relationships, an understanding and cooperation that will resolve the differences. So the energy from this card that it brings to relationships is very creative and inspiring, so that you will feel uplifted by the connection to another soul and help and support are available from someone who really cares about you, and they care about life in general, and the balance is present and restored to all issues because there's a partnership going on here. And this is a positive sign that you are heading and growing in a good partnership. This is having someone who's a trusted advisor coming into your life. Some key words, the Two of Cups is attraction, partnerships, the offer of a relationship, happy couples, relationship success, happy partnership, happy friendship, equality, harmony, balance, attraction, and a great one, connection. It's connection, being on the same vibe, being in a union. It's a card of blessings, card of emotional decision, sometimes calling a truce. It's also a card of relationship decisions. Let's recap a little here and go a little deeper. So the man and woman are standing and facing each other, both holding a large golden cup. And they appear to be raising their cup to each other, as if they were toasting each other. And the couple are gazing intensely at each other. And the man slowly extends his other hand to gently contact the woman. Now we can see that their cups are held at equal height. And this symbolizes the equality that's going on within the relationship, because the significance of the cup is the emotion and the intention. Neither dominant nor submissive can exist within this relationship at present, as the cups are reminding us they've got deep respect for each other and the appreciation and the importance of each other's roles. So it's a lovely card, isn't it? Above their heads, we're seeing the winged lion, known as the Cardusius, or the rod of Hermes, which is a winged god symbolizing peace, harmony, balance, duality, and well-being. Its intertwined snakes, which is what the Cardusius is, if you look closely, unite the lovely couple. And this relationship has been given the blessing of the gods. So the man and woman have brought or drawn together higher powers so that this relationship is extraordinary. And the woman's white dress is her purity and innocence, and the blue representing her spirituality, her intuition, and her understanding of herself and the situation. And the man's attire is much more colourful, that we explained. And both are wearing wreaths around their heads, suggesting the success and victory of this. And that's what they're thinking, because it's on their head, which is where their thoughts are. And the cups have started off well. So they've sought a union of heart and mind, and soul with another. And judging by this card, they look as if they struck gold. Two of Cups is essential, like that of the Lovers in the Major Arcana, because it's very solid and a positive card for anything to do with relationships, friendships, and heart matters. The couple in the Two of Cups are archetypes for a happy couple who appear to have it all. Lovey-dovey, romance, deep love, strong possibilities, maybe engagements, marriage. If this is about a relationship reading, and if the client is searching for a partner and having a reading, it's going to get a truly extraordinary relationship on the horizon here. And so, couple in the Two of Cups are like magnets drawn to each other, and they seem to be oblivious to anyone else. They're wrapped up and immersed in each other. And so this card examines the nature of our relationships and the personalities that we're drawn to. The Two of Cups is associated with decisions about a relationship or the relationship. And the decision is generally not about deciding between two different relationships, but much more about making a profound commitment to an existing one or a new one. And this could be a decision about what are we going to do next? Are we going to get engaged, live together, get married, go steady, start a family, find a home, all of these things. But in the background of this card, we can see the couple's love nest, if you like, sitting on the hill. And it nestles snugly between those lush trees and those gentle rolling hills. So all of this is supported by the universe because we've got the colour green, which is one of our chakras, isn't it? Therefore, it's our heart area, matters of the heart, and being supported by the universe. And this couple has created their own world, and by the looks of it, they can live happily there without any contact from the outside world. So they're fulfilling each other's needs. They're on that vibe, and the relationship can be insular. They don't want anything because the love is sustaining them throughout this. And as a couple, they're self-sufficient. Look at the ground that the man and the woman are standing on, by the way. It's flat and plain, and it doesn't fit the background scenery, does it? So the Two of Cups is one of the many cards in the tarot with the Rider-Waite called a stage card. And if you look closely, a couple might be standing on a stage with the house on the hills in the background, which is merely a backdrop from the props department. And so could it be that this idyllic life that we are looking at may not be reality? Is it all a facade for other people's benefit? Or is it simply that the loved-up couple in the early stages of their relationship can only dream about the future and their desire to be together? And so it maybe exists in their imagination. And when you get stage cards like those, look at your surrounding cards in your spread. If you think it's a bit out of place in the rest of the reading, it can be that this card's depicted as being a bit of an act, and you need to dig deeper to find out more in the reading, to find out what's accurate. And so the Two of Cups can sometimes deal with the polarity because it's number two, opposite. It can be a card of finding balance or simply joining the feminine and the masculine aspects of oneself together to create a more integrated whole. And it can be the unifying forces that brings parties together, and it joins us and it heals deep emotional wounds within us because it's a very positive card. And this is always welcomed in a relationship. So this card's got lots of interpretations, but its overriding concern is all about love, matters of the heart, and relationships. And when it appears in a spread, it's really representing a profound loving relationship or the offer of one to have a relationship. It's a lovely, reassuring card that reminds us that we can love and be loved. Love is all. It makes the world go round. It can represent a heady stage when we are on the onset of a relationship, where we get so caught up in love and all our other half, that's all we're thinking about. Nothing else is important. And our world revolves around each other. And we think of nothing but each other. We can also believe it'll always be like this. This will always be the way it is. And so the Two of Cups can suggest that you've reached that stage in relationship where you might need a decision needs to be made to commit to the longer term, to grow. So the Two of Cups also deals with the bonds that are formed between friends and the couple in this card, which might just be a deep and meaningful friendship. On the other hand, it might be a deep and meaningful work relationship, working relationship. Oh, I'm working with you on a project and I'm really happy about that. And the Two of Cups strongly favors that things will grow. So this type of relationship is often the envy of other people. And so that strong spiritual connection is for the couple. If we look at them, we can't help but think, people use this term that I don't quite like because what is this? they think, oh, it's a soulmate card. If that's what your interpretation of a soulmate is, that you've found someone that you like, that you're attracted to, that you are happy to be with, that you are on the same vibe, that it's the combining of something that adds growth in your life, that makes you happy, and that you are reaching equal heights and symbolizing equality and acceptance within the relationship, then that's perfect. Also, the cups are being held at equal height in this card, which does symbolize equality and acceptance within the relationship. And the maturity between this couple also allows both partners to maintain their independence, such as their friends and their hobbies, that's going on outside of the relationship without any jealousy or possessiveness. So the Two of Cups can also speak of mutual attraction. You might be saying, is there someone you're attracted to when you're doing a reading? But you might feel that this person feels a little bit vulnerable and unsure of their feelings to make a move, or it might be the other way round. Someone in the background might be attracted to your client or whoever it is you're reading for, of course, but has to declare themselves. So this might be where we would say in a reading, take a look around and see who that might be. And also, we've got to remember that it's a fate card, and that romantic image in this card can look as if it's too good to be true. We might be guilty of the ideology of what love is. And the partner that you're seeking might be based more in the fantasy of what you want rather than in reality. So this is why you need to look in your spread at the surrounding cards. Some more key words is it's unified love, partnership, and mutual attraction. This young man and woman are exchanging and pledging what looks like their love for each other. And again, Cardusius, which is the intertwined staff that's got the wrapped two snakes around it, is an ancient symbol of commerce, trade, and exchange. The lion, which is at the top of the Cardusius, is a lion's head. And that's this passion, the fire energy, that can suggest there might be a lot of fiery action and sexual energy that will take place between these two people. So if the Ace of Cups represents the flow of love from within, Two of Cups is the flow of love between two people. And with this card, you can create deep connections and partnerships based on shared values, compassion, and unconditional love. So while these relationships are still in very early stages, they have the potential to grow and to develop into something deeply fulfilling and rewarding in the long term. And so you've got mutual respect and appreciation for one another when you get this card, and you reach higher planes of consciousness and understanding. When the Two of Cups appears in a tarot reading, you're entering a new partnership. Even if you're in an existing one, it might be with your lover or your friend or even your business partner. But you're both focusing on creating a mutually beneficial relationship that's going to be a win situation for both parties. You're going to see eye to eye and appreciate what each other can bring. If it's a romantic relationship, the Two of Cups shows a blossoming new union based upon that physical and mutual attraction. So this is both a physical and a soul connection that can make you feel wonderful and excited and nervous and giddy and all weak at the knees. It's a wonderful exploration of joy. And it'll bring out the best in each person, and it's uplifting. And there's higher levels of potential being reached just by the exchange of emotion, which is heartfelt, and the support that whatever it takes to support you is balanced between these two. The Two of Cups sometimes can refer to marriage proposals or engagement, but that's only one of the things. We've talked about the others. If it's a business partnership and you go, gosh, crikey, why is this there? The Two of Cups is a sign that you're on the same wavelength and that you share similar values and visions for the venture that you're creating together. You'd need to look at the spread. You'd need to look at the positions and the surrounding cards. And so you might not have the same skills, but you're creating beautiful synergies when you're working together. As, for example, one of you might be talented at sales and marketing, while the other is excelling at managing the business operations. A partnership like this, built on trust and harmony and mutual respect, will continue and focus on your shared alignment. If it comes up as in career, work and finances, in work or business related reading, the Two of Cups is going to represent a new business partnership or an employment relationship filled with positive energy and inspiration for the future. If you're looking for work and you see the Two of Cups, it's a positive sign that you will find your ideal fit within a new company. And so it's also saying that you're likely to receive a job offer that will form an instant connection with your employer and your colleagues. Makes sense, doesn't it? And your finances are likely to be balanced at this time, enabling you to save while you're still enjoying life. So you might need an investment in a partnership with another person. Now, personality types. So what's the personality of the Two of Cups? They're cooperative, they're respectful, compassionate, and caring. This person, represented as a personality of the Two of Cups, understands the healing power of what love is and caring deeply, and all that brings, and the rewards for them and for others. They're the kind of people that would treat you with deep respect. They're like seeing the divine being that you represent, and they reach to that, and that takes you into higher levels of potential. Now, if this is coming up and it's the Two of Cups representing relationship and love, if you're single and you're looking for love, the Two of Cups is a really good sign that you're finally going to meet the person you've been waiting for. Somebody that's on that same vibrational frequency as you are. And the new relationship will blossom and grow due to all the things that I explained about this card earlier on. So this is the podcast Learn Tarot. We started from the Fool. We've worked right through Major Arcana. We've gone through the swords 1 to 10, starting now on the emotional ones. And we'll find it as Tarot with Marie, my new channel. I hope that helps. I was talking about if somebody's single and looking for love, then the Two of Cups is a great sign they'll finally end up with that person that they have been waiting for, and that the relationship has the potential for growth, and it'll show quick connections. That's a lovely word for this card, connecting. Things will connect and deepen with both of these in the reading. So that's based on the fact that between the two, the attraction is mutual, and you believe you've met the perfect match or even your soulmate. Why? Soulmates, be careful when you say that to people, because they assume that's one person and that person isn't with them. There is no one going to come into their life again. That's where I say be very careful. And you might say, oh gosh, I didn't mean that. I just meant that this is the person that you get along with in life, and it's going to work out. You're going to grow. You're going to bounce off each other. You're going to have that mutual connection. The growth is because of the yin and yang and the opposite. They don't think you mean that. They think that you mean this is the one. And if this doesn't work out, what I'm meant to do, meant to be on my own. So not everyone's interpretation is the same. So you could say it's like a soulmate. And what I mean by that is exactly what I explained to you, which is it's the connection that makes us feel good. So we've got to remember that this card only reflects the potential for true love and affection. It's up to that person and their partner to make it grow and last long term. Now, what about if you're in a relationship and the Two of Cups suggest you come up with a stronger emotional connection with your partner? So there's a renewed level of romance and intimacy going on between you both, and you'll get all of those lovely feelings that you had when you first met each other. And if you've been going through a struggle in your relationship, the Two of Cups tells us, as I mentioned earlier, it's heralding a truce and a chance to see eye to eye again. So it also shows us a resolution, and there is the opportunity to forgive and forget the past. So it's a card that also signifies the reconciliation with past lovers and creating new connections that was based on that foundation, and that will include compassion, kindness, and just being in line with that unity and reconnecting with that. What if this comes up as in the spiritual self? Two of Cups indicates that you align with the universe and yourself, and so that you're recognizing that you're including yourself in honor of this beauty and everything that the divine is bringing to you. And so you're in the flow with the universal energies, happy and open to the love that's surrounding you, that's coming from the universe itself. And if this comes up and somebody's saying, I've been a touch under the weather, we don't do health, but we can actually look at the well-being. The Two of Cups suggests that it's probably best to actually work one-to-one with somebody rather than maybe multiples reaching out to this practice or that professional. You really need to find that special person where you can bond and explore how to navigate with that person, that sense of a connection. You're wholeheartedly putting your trust and confiding in that person and everything that they represent. So it's about your whole self, understanding that's a holistic approach to something that has maybe disturbed your well-being or your individual symptoms. And it's somebody that kind of connects with you or gets you, and with whom you share a very special bond. The things you can do yourself is focusing on creating balance, peace, serenity, harmony, and connecting with you and allowing that instead of trying to look for a quick solution. And so, in its essence, the Two of Cups is very much about self-love, loving any form. But that starts with the love for yourself. When you love yourself unconditionally, you appreciate and accept who you are. It's about acceptance and respecting and honoring the most authentic part of yourself. And so then you can welcome a life of happiness because you fundamentally believe you deserve that. And of course, you're right. And when you come from this place of self-love and self-acceptance and self-respect, you will have more fulfilling, loving relationships with others because it's how you're treating yourself and attracts If you don't love yourself, you'll project that onto others. And then it'll be about feeling a little bit like you're clingy or attached. And you're going to attract the wrong kind of relationship. Or even worse, you'll end up in something that's not a great situation for you. You just need to look up all your blessings and being grateful. And you might say, I've got nothing to be grateful for. We're alive. We're breathing. We made it to another day. It may not be great, but you've got to find something. You can pick the simplest of things. I have somewhere to rest my head. I'm clean. I'm fed. I'm watered. I can rest well. And start with those basics. No other person or material possession or accomplishments can do that for you, can they? You've got to have that fulfillment in your life, with your relationship with yourself, to find that love within you so that you recognize what you need to be reflected back to you. And if it's not there, you walk away, say no thank you, and you keep doing that for yourself until you find that person that's on that same vibrational field. We know that this is about this man and woman raising their goblets to each other, fingertip to fingertip. He's the one that's doing that. And she's got the laurel wreath of victory on her crown, and he's wearing the garland of roses. It's symbolizing a little bit about biblical Adam and Eve here. And a little bit more about Cardusius, which is the snake intertwines, the two snakes intertwined on that star. It's also symbolic of meditation and communication, diplomacy, and mediation, being able to find something to navigate the way forwards because of that harmony, that cooperation, and the compatibility of another person. It was a card of maybe a little bit of fate and karma intertwining for you. And so it's showing you that you've got the potential to have an individual alongside you, like two people who work well together. That lion's head represents the combined strength of these two working together. It's the power of being in a line with each other. And there's a healing coming from that Cardusius. So this is a card that represents harmony and balance of everything. So it can always be about that mutual attraction and that vital friendship element within that romance or that relationship that will also be one of healing because it's got that balance. Yeah, soulmates. You can have these soulmates, as in it can be friends, it can be a member of family, people. That's why when you say it's a soulmate card, we don't know what people's interpretation of that is, which is why I've got such a thing about it. I really hesitate. Actually, my belief is that the world's a wonderful, abundant place, and we can receive love from many different kinds of people, not that it's just the one. The one. Don't think it's that, because you can have soulmates in friendships, in a relationship, with a family, as I mentioned, with work. Absolutely right. It's mutual attraction. I like you. This card indicates friendship, harmonious collaborations with one another. That individual bringing fulfillment to both of them. It shows two people working together out of mutual respect and kindness and caring. And it really is the strength of their characters that can be thought that this card really, for me, is about one of the best friends you can ever have. It's about caring. And when it stops being that, we are able to look at it and go, something needs to grow, What do I need to look at for me? What do they need? And what is this that's going on here that we've got to, this challenge that we may need to face, just like the Lover's card. And if you look at this in the Lover's card, it can be a little bit symbolic because that stage scene behind her, the prop that we know it's a stage card, the hill can represent, although it's green and we're completely supported by the universe and it's very gentle, it still could be little sort of bumps in the road, as it were, that we need to navigate the bumps in life. And if it's somebody saying, oh, you know what, we've really fallen out. This is a card that says, you know what, if you've been quarreling or there's been conflict, the appearance of the Two of Cups also is a card of reconciliation. All right. I do hope that you enjoyed that, everybody. And yeah, reminder, we're here every week looking at one card on Thursdays and showing you what to do with that card and how it can come out in a reading by using the influence of fusing a major arcana card with this card. So look out for Tarot-Waite on Tuesdays with me. And so you don't miss anything, please subscribe to the channel. Makes sense for you to be able to then get notified when we're coming on, or even find the podcasts or the playlist. So our playlist, our podcast. The podcast is Learn Tarot, which is Thursdays, and Tarot Twist is the second podcast, which is where you can learn how to put your cards together. What do the pieces mean, and what can it mean in a reading? Look at it as in, this is support, and it's not just coming from me. I have been a reader for a long time, but I've also run a platform that I founded and then went on for 15 years to support customers and, more importantly, the readers. And I took all that time how to get the readings based on what the customer wanted and what we could give, how we could dig deeper and find more. Wish you a beautiful week. From me and Marie, take care of yourself and each other. And I will see you soon. And we will play you out with the usual. Bye.